everybody, I'm Rachel from Mrs. Rachel Brady. I vlog and blog about family, food and home. I'm a mum of 3. Stanley is sitting over there, you can probably hear him gurgling and being pesky. Is 4 months, Arthur is 8 and Beatrix is 6. Today's video is 5 hearty, veg-packed, healthy, hearty, wintry, delicious family meals. So the idea behind these meals, or the thing that they've all got in common, is that they all have lots of vegetables in them, yet, in this house anyway, kids will accept them. The first recipe is a delicious lamb tagine, and I've served that with a roasted vegetable couscous. For this lamb tagine is you get your peppers and your fennel. This is really interesting tagine because it's got fennel and it adds that really kind of subtle aniseedy flavour. And what I do, I chop the top of the fennel and the top of the peppers off, and those top bits, I chop them up really, really small and I fry them off with some onions and garlic. By the way guys, don't worry about kind of thinking, oh, what are the amounts of everything? I'm gonna put all the recipes and all the amounts and all the more detailed stuff down below. Yeah, so I fry all those off in lots of olive oil and garlic. Next I add the lamb, and then I add my spices, and in this instance I just put a bit of paprika in, and then I put some cumin seeds in and some ginger, and I let that cook off and I let the meat brown up a little bit. Meanwhile, I've preheated my oven and I'm roasting the vegetables, the tops of which are in the pan. The rest of those vegetables are going to roast with exactly the same spices and some olive oil. They're going to roast in the oven. They're going to go in my couscous later. So back to the tagine. Next we're going to pop in some tin tomatoes and a vegetable bouillon thingy, or like a chicken stock one would be fine too. A bit of water as well, and then we're going to put in the apricots. I halve these, and then we're going to just slow cook that for about 2 hours. You could also transfer this to a slow cooker and have it on low for about 5 to 7 hours. So make up your couscous as usual as per the packet instructions, and then mix in your roasted vegetables, and then all that's left to do is serve the whole thing with plenty of fresh coriander, and I also serve it with like a seasoned spiced yogurt as well. The next recipe is my leek topped shepherd's pie. This is like one of my favourite recipes at the minute. I just think it's really hearty and really warming and rib sticking, but also it's got so many vegetables in, you feel like it's really good for you too. So first off, in some vegetable oil, I fry off some onion, leek, carrot and celery, and I let those vegetables soften. Meanwhile, I also soften another leek in a pan with plenty of butter. That's going to be mixed into the mashed potato for the topping. Boil some swede and some potatoes, mainly potatoes. So back to the actual main mixture, we add the beef in, and then we add, I think I added like half a tin of tomatoes, not much. I always have some tomatoes left over in the fridge, so if you don't have, or you don't want to open a spare can, just do like 2 tablespoons of tomato puree, beef jelly and plenty of water, and I let that simmer. I also season it really well, not too heavy with the salt though, especially if kids are eating. And yeah, I just let that simmer really, really well. When your swede and your potato are done, you can mash it all up with some creme fraiche, some butter, a splash of milk, plenty of seasoning. And also, when the leeks are sauteed down, toss those, not toss, fold them, gently fold them through the mash. Also with a handful of grated cheese. With the water that you've drained off the potatoes, oh baby, hey. Oh, somebody's come to join us. I didn't think he'd last long, that's okay. Look, you can look in the little window at the top. So with the water that your swede and your potatoes have been boiling in, put it to one side and actually add that into your shepherd's pie mixture. Just to explain, you're going to make a really kind of wet, saucy mixture, and you're going to drain it off, and that's going to provide your gravy as well. Potatoey, swedy water into the main mixture, add some gravy granules till you get a nice texture that you know will be good for gravy as well. When it's all been simmered down and cooked nicely, drain it off. So you're going to end up with a jug full of gravy to serve alongside your pie. So when you're actually ready to put the whole thing together, just do what you know what to do. You put the shepherd's pie mix in, you put the mashed potato on top, and you bake it in the oven for about 30 minutes. This is really good served with cabbage and that really delicious gravy alongside. Yeah, the next recipe guys is a chicken and mushroom pie with lots of added vegetables as well. So this is a fantastic recipe if you've had chicken on the Sunday to do on the Monday or the Tuesday. So I fried off in a pan some celery, carrots and onion in some oil. I stripped the chicken and put the chicken to one side, and then I boiled up the carcass so I had some really nice stock. I added lots and lots and lots of mushrooms sliced up, and then I put in a big knob of butter with all those vegetables and mushrooms as well. That's good. So we're gonna make a kind of roux in the vegetables, if that makes sense. We're gonna add some flour to that buttery vegetable-y mix. So now we're gonna pop in the chicken. Oh, there's someone here, hang on. Ooh, hi. Oh, sorry, someone at the door. Where were we? Yes, so you've got your chicken and your vegetables in that floury, buttery mixture, and then what you're going to do is add some stock to that. Next, you're just gonna roll out some puff pastry, some just frozen or well, defrosted, ready-made puff pastry, and just pop that on top, and definitely use a beaten egg to glaze the top or else it will look quite dull. The kids absolutely went nuts for this. This is like Arthur's favorite pie, and he even managed to eat some vegetables as well, which is a winner. The next one is so simple, it doesn't even really count as a recipe. It's just really easy, and it's a lovely thing to do, and it's a nice thing to have on your mind on a Sunday when you're doing like a roast dinner. Don't do roast potatoes, or you could do this with roast potatoes, but it wouldn't be quite the same. Do mashed potatoes instead. So the recipe is Goblins Greet, and we have Goblins Greet with sausages, really good sausages from the butchers. We incorporated some Brussels sprouts that were left over in the fridge, actually from Christmas, but they were still fine. We just took out the outer leaves and sliced them up, fried that off in a little bit of oil, and then we literally just added the rest of the vegetables to the mix. So we had some leftover carrots and peas, and mainly mashed potato, and also some leftover cabbage. Just like, you want all the things that are still recognisable, but just kind of keep turning it round. Last but not least, this is such a good recipe to add to your repertoire, and you may be surprised at how much kids like it. I do a few different versions of this. I always call it like Moroccan eggs, but you can do like you can do like an Italian eggs or Greek eggs. So the basic premise is a nice tomato sauce and with eggs cooked in it, and then you steam them with the lid on, and it's so good with some crusty bread. So on this occasion, I fried off some peppers, carrots, onion, celery, courgette and garlic, and I chopped them up really fine, and in lots of nice olive oil I sauteed them off till they were really soft, and then I added a few tins of tomatoes and let that all cook down really nicely. Just season this, and you can keep it quite plain, or like I did on this occasion, I added again paprika and cumin, which are like my favourite spices, and it gave it that kind of Moroccan. And then if you want to make a truly hidden veg sauce, you can actually whiz this sauce up. And we added a handful of spinach to make it even more veg-packed. And then just before we were ready to serve, I cracked 8 eggs in there. They steamed in just a couple of minutes, and we served it with some really nice crusty bread. This went down an absolute storm. So guys, we made it. Even though the dog was going crazy, the baby's teething, the child is off sick, we did it. We finally did it. We got back to one of my recipe videos. So I hope this video was of use to you and it provided some inspiration, if not recipes. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and that's all for now. Say hi below in the comments. Are we going to say bye? Bye! Bye! Bye!